Hey guys, so I'm doing things a little bit different. So if something looks a little weird and out of sync, I apologize. But I'm experimenting. I'm actually going to run this video through my Nexus 7 tablet instead of a standard laptop. A little better definition, hopefully not as catchy, but we'll see if I find any other bugs in it. So, for those of you who stumbled on this by accident, congratulations. My name is Sean Doherty. I'm part of the Kansas City Shock, the first premier women's soccer team in the Kansas City area. Um, and I wanted to drop by because I know it's been a while and we've had a lot of things go on. And this week, especially this week, is very, very busy for us and for Kansas City as a whole. And I just want to give everybody an idea of what's coming up for us this week. A little background on what's been going on for us, and even answering a couple questions about our home opener and some of the things that went on with there as well. So let's go ahead and start with this past weekend. The ladies traveled up north and they took on Quad City Eagles and the Des Moines Minutes on Saturday and Sunday. They split it 1-1. They beat Quad Cities 3-2 or 2-1. I was there. I even forgot. And they actually fell to Des Moines 4-0. So we're tied at series 1-1 with Des Moines. For our overall record right now, it's at 3-1. We have two games coming up this week, one of which is a WPSL game. The other one is in a very exciting exhibition match that we've been working on for a very long time to get ready for you. So first, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Kansas City, Kansas Community College, where all of our home games are played. We're taking on the Houston Aces. The Aces are a WPSL program based out of, obviously, Houston, Texas. They are currently undefeated. I say currently because they play us on Thursday. And as usual, like any other game, we want to pack that place out. It was great during our home opener because of the fact that the crowd on Sunday was actually larger than the crowd we had on Saturday. So that just made us very optimistic of saying, hey, you know what? The third game may be even bigger than those two. So to all the fans that come out, I definitely appreciate it. The girls love you to death. And we're going to be doing some exciting things. There will be an autograph session afterwards. That's one adjustment we've made. But I'll talk more about that later on. So first, Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Gates open at 6:15. Tickets can be purchased at kansascityshock.com and go to the tickets section. Also, they can be purchased at the gate as well. So there's two things there. We will have merchandise for sale. The standard 2013 t-shirt, our established 2013 shirt, will be for sale. And I'm hoping that we'll have some new fresh shirts that will be available as well for all the groups. So that's a couple things going on. We are in the process of replenishing some of our shirt inventory for the established 2013 because they sold so well at our first two games, which is awesome. I love seeing those shirts. So we're working on that also. So be patient, but they are coming. The other thing that you'll find, and the people who were at our home opening weekend saw these, and obviously we're going to be selling more of these, would be, let's see where the camera is, these trendy little bracelets that you see here, okay, orange and blue, right, rock on, right, trendy little things, so everybody and their sister has these nowadays. We're selling them for $7.50 a piece. They come in three sizes, large, medium, and small. We saw during the home opener that the majority of the ones we sold were mediums. And in fact, I think the one I have currently is actually a medium as well. It goes on my wrist. I have a small wrist for a guy. But anyways, a cool little thing, a cool little story about these bracelets. My camera's on the opposite side, so it's confusing me. These things are running for $7.50 for us. You can buy them at games, and we'll be getting them up on the shop here pretty soon too. But I want you to know something about these. There's actually a group of individuals in the city that I live in, St. Joseph, Missouri, that actually make these from scratch. They just buy the cord and start weaving them together. Pretty sweet, right? They're part of an organization that I work with since last year that is in ties with an orphanage in Santa Cruz del Quiche, Guatemala, called Casa de mi Padre. Last June, about this time actually, I was down there running a soccer clinic. And in fact, we had, I'd say, well over 200 kids show up. It was kind of psychotic. But we ran a soccer clinic down there, just inviting everybody to come out and just play soccer. Beat the gringos, have a great day. enjoy yourselves, and it was awesome. And the group I'm with is partnered up with the orphanage that is also founded by an individual out of St. Joseph as well. So I say all that to tell you that for every one of these bought, just know this: they are $7.50, but $5 of that $7.50 goes right back into proceeds to help out with Casa de Mi Padre and the expenses that they incur to take care of the kids there, and to continue to help out the city of Santa Cruz del Quiche also. So know that any money being spent on these, $2.50 is going to us as a program. All right, I'm just going to be honest with you. But the other $5 gets put right back into one of the areas that we continue to work with and are continuing to bridge a stronger and stronger bridge with as well. So I want to tell you that just so you know that whenever you see the pricing for our stuff, or whenever you see our stuff, there's always a good chance there's a story behind something that we're selling. And I mean, honestly, these are just pretty sweet looking too. So keep that in mind. They're always at our home games, and we'll be getting them up on the shop also here shortly. So that takes care of Thursday. That takes care of some of the merchandise questions. And then Saturday. Okay, so this is one of the coolest things ever. Very, very serious. It's just one of the neatest things I've ever been a part of. There is an organization called the U.S. Deaf Soccer Association. Okay, they are two national teams, the men's and the women's, and believe it or not, they're actually not funded the same way that the USA national teams are, the futsal teams are. Those different organizations that are kind of under U.S. Soccer, they're actually not supported in the same manner, which means that the people that are playing in the Deaf Olympics or the Deaf World Cup representing our country are actually a lot of times paying directly out of pocket to be able to play the beautiful game. Okay, and I found this out last July when they went to the Deaf World Cup. The women's team did, by the way. They took first, and they're in a bind. They're trying to get jerseys before they went to the World Cup, and the jersey sponsor fell through. Just a lot of chaotic mess. Okay, and some people reached out to help, and at that point, I didn't know how to help. I wanted to, but I didn't know the best way. So I just went to the internet, typed up some stuff, and just kind of pushed it the best I could on social media. That's the beauty of social media. Well, it put me in touch with the U.S. Women's National Deaf Team, especially when I started talking about the Kansas City Shock and some of the things we're trying to do in Kansas City. And because that the unity between the two programs continued to grow, and finally they're telling me that they had the Deaf Olympics coming up this year in Bulgaria. And I mean, we've got like college kids shelling out serious money to afford to fly to Bulgaria, stay there, probably win another gold medal, wink, and come home victorious. And who's really going to know about it? And it just, I mean, that kind of stung. I mean, that kind of defeated the concept of growing the game, and it really, really bugged me. I was like, we can do something about this. So, we've been working around the clock for months, literally months, to get this organized and arranged. But the Kansas City Shock is going to be the first premier women's soccer team ever to actually play the U.S. Women's National Deaf Team. All right, so that's cool fact number one. Cool fact number two is they're playing at our home field at Kansas City, Kansas Community College, right? So it's even better, which means all of Kansas City, you're coming out on Sunday for that as well, or Saturday for that as well, okay? Third, there's no competition, meaning there's no other soccer projects between FC Kansas City, Sporting Kansas City, all the different entities. Nothing else is going on at that time, okay, in that mindset. So it's an open block, right? And we know that tickets for our general admission, because everything's general admission for us, is $12, right? Okay, so we're all on the same page. This is where it gets really, really cool. 100%. All right, so stop, think. 100%. I literally mean 100%. 100% of the ticket sales for that game. Okay, so if we have 100 people show up, that's $1,200. Simple math, all right? 100%, in this example would be $1,200, will be given to the U.S. Women's National Deaf Team to pay for their funding, to help with their funding for the Bulgaria Deaf Olympics, okay? So basically, I'm sitting back and I'm saying, if we truly believe in this notion of growing the game, if we really believe that, then let's put our money where our mouth is. And I as the chief executive officer, and along with the rest of our staff, because we're all really pumped about it, we're taking a step back and we're saying, you know what? We have our home games, we have our schedule, we have our season. But this one time, we're going to scratch it. We're going to make it about this team, because this team is where the game needs to be grown. They're the ones that need the attention. We've done our end. People know who the Kansas City Shock is. We're doing better. We're growing. We're going to get there. But for this one day, it's about them. So what that means for you guys is we have to pack out that place. I mean, sell out. Kansas City, if you're a bunch of soccer fans, you seriously are going to have to prove it. Okay? So Saturday, 5 o'clock is kickoff against the U.S. Women's National Deaf Team. Again, 100% of ticket sales go directly to that team to pay for their way to Bulgaria. Okay? This is not a percentage of ticket sales go to them, or a charitable amount goes to them. 100%. Every ticket bought, when you buy that ticket, when you purchase that $12, whether it be online or at the gate, goes straight to them. Why? Because we believe in growing the game. That's how we roll. That's how the Kansas City Shock does it, okay? Not to mention it's going to be an awesome, awesome game. Cool thing is, here's a cool side story about it. One of our defenders, Ashlyn Castillo, played at Missouri Western State University here in St. Joe, okay? Pretty cool. A girl she played with that was a freshman last year at Missouri Western, her name's Sydney Andrews, okay? Both of them are from the Wichita area. Sydney Andrews is one of the starters for the U.S. Women's National Deaf Team. Okay, so in the St. Joe area, this is kind of a cool concept. You've got two different people from the same collegiate soccer program that are going to be playing against each other for an amazing event on Saturday also. So there's a lot of little cool connections back and forth and sideways. And if nothing else, on Saturday, that's the day where we celebrate ourselves, we celebrate humanity, and most importantly, we celebrate the beautiful game. Okay? If you can't tell, I'm a little excited about this one. Okay, so that's Saturday. So, to clarify, Houston Aces on Thursday, 7 o'clock. Gates open at 6:15. Game number 2 this week, Saturday, 5 o'clock. Gates will open at 4:15. U.S. Women's National Deaf Team. Alright? Our girls are practicing tomorrow and Wednesday, just like usual. Nothing to do there. We've gone over the bracelets. You now know that $5 out of the $7.50 you pay for those bracelets go and help an orphanage in Guatemala, along with the surrounding community of Santa Cruz del Quiche, which, by the way, I think, I'll still have to check with the superiors on this one, but I think I'll actually be going back down there in December as well, to continue to help out and hopefully run another soccer clinic. I'll tell you what, guys, if that takes place, we're going to be doing a serious drive of bringing in soccer balls, jerseys, everything to ship down there. I mean, we're just going to cover the place. But, so you know that the bracelets, there's a proceed percentage that goes to them. All right. You know that we will have the established 2013 shirts. We do have more shirts being made as well. That should be good to go also. Cool little fact for those of you who didn't know that are in the Kansas City soccer world, our keepers now, all of them, are equipped with Proberia gloves. So all of our keepers are now using gloves that are from a small business based here in Kansas City as well, not to mention they're the same gloves that Jimmy Nielsen uses. So that's pretty cool. Also, Lambros, thank you so much for the gloves. We love every moment of them. I've talked to our keepers. They're ecstatic. They're absolutely pumped about them as well. So that's all that on that end. Now, I'm sitting at about 14 minutes. I do want to talk a little bit about what we've learned from the first two. Battery's getting low. What we've learned from the first two home games on the operations side. On the field side, we went 2-0, walked away with 2 wins. Good to go on that end, okay? On the operations side, first, let's talk about the internet connection, okay? Because of the fact I know that I'm multitasking here. There we go. Because I know we have people from other countries that are trying to watch us and try to get a hold of us, and try to see what's going on. That's why we do have the Twitter account, KC_shock_live. That's a Twitter. That's your game day minute by minute, sometimes too many minutes feed. So we were trying to run a live feed also. There's one small error that we're currently confronted with that's keeping that from happening. On our end, we have the technology to broadcast. All right, it's really, really cool. It's really, really simple. And after the season's done, when I have a chance to breathe, I'll actually go over it with you guys because I think it's really cool and more teams can be able to use it. But it requires high-speed internet. And high-speed internet meaning that a broadband card isn't necessarily fast enough. When the field at Kansas City, Kansas Community College was built, there was one thing that was kind of left off the grocery list, and that was a phone line. So, for those of you who are aware of the internet and know a little bit about technology, where there's not a phone line, there's not high-speed internet. And without high-speed internet, we can't broadcast live on our YouTube page and on Google+. So, we're working with KCK, Kansas City, Kansas Community College, on a couple different ideas. But no, on our end, I do humbly apologize for the issues with the live feed. In my head, it sounded great, it looked great. Everybody we talked to said, "Oh yeah, it's going to be wonderful. Have at it, guys." But the internet speed just really killed us on that. So understand, on my end, I take it on the chin. That one's on me, and know that we are working on a couple different opportunities to see if we can get that resolved for the rest of the season. So that was one game day thing that I know people were brought up. We have rosters from now on at our home games. I know that was from day one. A lot of people were curious who's on the field. We have that taken care of, so that's good to go as well. Even another fun story for us. In the spectrum of different soccer teams in Kansas City, we're the only premier team that is branded by Puma. Okay, so Puma loves us and we love Puma. So because of that, we originally started with, I think, 5 game day banners, 5 or 4 game day banners, and we have now been given another 5. So we're plastering Puma all over the place, but they've been awesome to work with as well. So that's a couple little game day things. The other thing is seating capacity, and we noticed this probably on the second game that we had, and that is it's going to get cramped really fast. So what that means for you is 2 things. The more times people buy tickets ahead of schedule online, for example, the better head count we get on what it's going to look like. Okay. The other thing is that if it gets too full in the bleachers, we will open up standing room only. Now, standing room only tickets obviously will run cheaper than sitting standard GA. We hope we cross that line. We hope we have that problem. It'd be great to have that problem this weekend, actually, and this week on Thursday. So just know that in the event that something like that happens, we are prepared for it. It'd be a great problem to have. I think that covers about all of it right now. I'm trying to think in my head if there's anything else, just because there's been so many things going on all at once. It's been exciting. We're pumped. It's so cool to be a startup business and to be a soccer program at the same time. To have an incredibly talented group of players and coaches and an amazing staff that's working in the background that people never really see. It's so cool to see all that come together and actually create a product on the field. So Kansas City, I'm talking to the people of Kansas City here. Take pride in your city and take pride in what you're capable of doing, because the whole small business network thing that Kansas City does with young entrepreneurs and technology and things like that, it's alive and well. And we're part of it, and we're excited to be part of it. So, game on Thursday, game on Saturday. In future videos, I'll start talking about the U.S. Women's Open Cup that's coming up as well, but I'll save that for a different time. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, I can get all this loaded onto the internet tonight, and there won't be any issues. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to follow us at Kansas City Shock on Twitter. We readjusted the name. It's just all one word. At Kansas City Shock, just like at Boston Breakers. That way there's no confusion. At Kansas City Shock on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. Our website should be up and running. The new one in about, I would say, hopefully sometime this week, maybe next week. But I know Weber Creative Arts has been hard at work getting that thing ready too. So, plenty of ways to communicate with us. Always ask questions, because we always have answers. And if we don't have that answer, we're going to find one for you guys too. So, Thanks for being supportive. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for listening to me ramble for 20 minutes about the Kansas City Shock. And hopefully I see you guys at the games. So, have a good one, and I'll see you Thursday.